Hello everybody, I'm Jane here with the conversation class video 2 if you're following using your sound boxes to learn correct English. Let's begin. First of all, did you know that the letter A also belongs to the sound box? Well, let's have a look at the words we've been using in conversation, how we should say the ending of the word, but when we're reading it or if we're spelling it, we need to be aware of that sound being spelt differently. So as part of this, we used the words teacher, collar, doctor, measure, zebra, garden, fur, lion and circus. So you can see it's got an sound, and there are all of those different letters there that are all said as so we have ER, AR, OR, URE, A, E, I, O and U. Let's have a look at what that means for us. Well, when we're saying the word in conversation, we're going to make an sound. And this is a word that we use that we also need to spell with ER. Hello, I'm Jane. I am your teacher. Yes, the word we're looking at is the word teacher. It sounds ER on the end, teacher. And we spell it with the letters ER. What about this, where the sound when we say the word is spelt differently? Well, the word we're going to look at is part of that shirt. Have you guessed what the word might be? Let's have a look at the sentence. Look at my collar. Yes, I haven't got a shirt with a collar on today, look, but you can see that the teacher in the video there pointing at the sound has got a collar at the top of that white shirt. So we sound the ER, but we spell AR. Collar. We don't say collar. Collar. And what about this? Have you guessed who this is? Again, this is the sound at the end of the word, but we spell it OR. Yes, let's have a look at the sentence. This is the doctor. We don't say doctor. The sound is doctor. And when we spell it, we have to remember that it's OR. So what about this? This is going to be a word that we use the sound ER, but we spell URE. Interesting. Let's look at the sentence. Please measure the board. Yes, the word measure. Can you see the measuring tape there that's being used at the top of the board to measure the board? What about that sound? It only sounds as two letters, and sometimes that sounds like an R sound, doesn't it? So the sound is spelt URE for the word measure. Have you worked out that English is complicated yet? And this is why. So there's a picture of my garden. So we still have that sound in the word garden, but it's actually spelt EN at the end. It doesn't spell ERN. So I might say garden. Sounds like it's got an R in there. Garden, but it's spelled EN. It is a big garden. So you can see we've used quite a number of words using the sound, and I spelt that sound as ER just to give you an idea of but sometimes it just sounds as though there's an R in there. So let's have a look at our conversation where we did use some of those words that have got the same sound at the end that come from that sound box that I showed you at the beginning of the video, but actually are spelled differently. Let's begin. Hello, I'm Jane. I'm your teacher. I need a shirt that has a collar. It is for my doctor. I need to measure the collar. I will meet you in the garden. Yes, I did emphasize that sound there, so let's say it as I would say it naturally. Hello, I'm Jane. I'm your teacher. I need a shirt that has a collar. It is for my doctor. I need to measure the collar. I will meet you in my garden. So for many of you who are looking at fluency, think about the sounds that you use in the English words, but also be aware for when we're building on reading and we're building on writing that the spelling of the word might be different. So this is the third sound box that we've done so far, and we can already see just for this one box there's a number of different spellings. Well, let's have a quick look over the words again. So the question I asked at the beginning, did you know that the letter A also belongs to the sound box? Well, yes, you do now because you've reached the last part of the video. Let's have a look at the words that we focused on today. Teacher, doctor, collar, garden. Yes, use the sound boxes to learn correct English. And I hope your week is a good week. Bye now.